Hey, what's up, Kyle here? I want to talk about TNA, TNA, Impact Wrestling. Um, Everyone knows the whole thing with TNA having the the rebrand or going to the new network, Destination America, which is a station that not a lot of people have on their cable suppliers, or a lot of their cable suppliers carry a channel that they don't carry. Um, I just want to give my thoughts on TNA recently, since its relaunch, so to speak, on its new network and things of that sort. um, I did enjoy the first broadcast, the first episode of Impact on Destination America, and I was going to review it there, but I'm like, I kind of want to wait a little bit longer to kind of wait and see where TNA kind of go from here. So after being about a month, about 4 episodes, since the relaunch and the rebrand, my thoughts on TNA, it's a bit of a mixed bag. Since the relaunch, their shows haven't been bad. They've been pretty decent, actually, and some of the stuff I've actually seen and heard from their UK tour that's coming up, looks like it's going to be pretty exciting. But TNA always does really well anyway. Some of their best shows is always during their UK tours. But yeah, I mean, it's I have mixed feelings about TNA. Again, like I said, I think the storylines and things that they're doing right now since the relaunch, it's not bad. But at the same token, it's like I can't help but feel sad for TNA. Because I look at, I was watching some of the older TNA DVDs and stuff that I had, from like back in 06, 05, 07. And just to see where TNA was then, to seeing where they are now, that company has taken a hit. It really has. If anyone who's anyone, if you ever thought that TNA ever looked in a dire need, I think now they look like it more so than ever. The arena that they're in, it's pitch black, so you got to figure, a lot there's not that many people in attendance, out there, because I mean the ring is pitch black. I mean, I kind of like the look of it because it kind of puts the focus and the spotlight on the ring a little bit. But when it's like you blacked out the entire arena, it's like who's there watching? Who's watching the wrestlers perform live? Kind of like thing. You hear some sounds and you hear some chants maybe, but you don't see anything. So I would love to really see how many people are in that ring attendance, because it's got to be, if first TNA used to at least fit about 25 to 3,000 people when they were in the Orlando studios. Looking at here, whatever arena they're in, and since they're in, with Destination America, it looks like they may have probably about 500 people, maybe, if that. Which I guess is kind of really sad looking at TNA. Then also look at their roster. TNA's roster, it's really dwindled. TNA, to me, I think had one of the best talent rosters around in wrestling for a while. But you look at where it is now. I mean, they still got some good talent there. Bobby Roode, Samoa Joe, Bobby Lashley, who I think they've done a really good job with Bobby Lashley. And then you got the Hardys, the Wolves. So, they have some talent there, but it's just like, it's not what it used to be. It's not what it used to be. Like I said, I just feel sad for TNA. In that regard. That's the negative. Under the positives, things that I am enjoying, like I said, the one thing I'm really enjoying is Bobby Lashley's TNA World Champion. I thought he had a good first run with the belt. I enjoyed his feud that he had with Bobby Roode. And I'm really glad that TNA, unlike WWE, which they have yet to do in 60-year history, is get behind, a black wrestler and put the gold around the main title around him and push him as a force. So I'm really liking that. I I I don't really get what's going on with this whole James Storm's Revolution thing. Uh, I don't know. I mean, I've heard from some fans. Some fans dig it, the Revolution. I don't really care for it. And then you get this new faction with MVP called the Beat 'em Up Clan, or the Beatdown Clan, BDC. Um, I'm not really feeling that group either. I don't know. What is with TNA and factions? I mean, can we have 1 year, just 1 year in TNA without there being any wrestling faction? It's like they cannot handle having a wrestling faction. I mean, in the 12-year history that TNA has been, or 13 years that TNA has been a company, they've had more heels in their 13-year lifespan than WWE has. Factions in their company more so than WWE has in their 60-year history. I mean, you go down the list. TNA has had, you had Team Canada, you had Team Canada, you had Jeff Jarrett's little faction that he had. You had Team Angle or whatever with Kurt Angle and AJ Styles and Tom Cole. You had the Global Elite. You had Main Event Mafia. You had Fortune, Immortal, Aces and Eights. What's some other faction? You had the 3-man faction with MVP, Bobby Lashley, and Kenny King last year. That was a 3-man faction there. What else did you have? There are probably a few others that I'm missing, but Revolution and now Revolution and the Beatdown Clan. It's so many factions that have been in TNA. It's like, really? But I mean, like I said, TNA is not bad. It's watchable. It seems like they're taking things very slowly with the relaunch, the rebrand, which they should. They should take things slowly. I hope nothing but the best for TNA, but at the same token, it's just this little piece of dark void that's the back of my mind. That's just like looking at TNA. It's like they're doing okay, but it's like they're hanging by a needle and a thread, kind of like feeling that I get. I don't know. Could this be? I think Destination America's TNA's last chance. I do. And if that's their last chance, and that means this could be their last year, I don't know. But I am enjoying what some of the stuff that they're doing with some of the wrestlers. Bobby Roode, Austin Aries. It's not bad. I still watch TNA because I watch all wrestling. So and I think the move to Fridays isn't a bad move since SmackDown's on Thursdays, which is interesting. SmackDown was on Fridays, and then TNA was on Thursdays. Now SmackDown moved back to Thursday after 10 years now, 10 or 11 years. It's moved back to Thursdays, and TNA's flipped to Fridays. So it's interesting, to say the least. But yeah, you guys give me your thoughts in the box below. What do you think of TNA as of recently, since the whole relaunch of Destination America? What do you think about Bobby Lashley winning back the world title from Rude? I mean, your thoughts in the box below. Comment, subscribe. Peace.